Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Rob's World of Boxing. Let's get it. Alright, we got a few fight cards coming up tomorrow, March 26, 2022. So let's get right into it. You know I'm going to put you up on game every time. Alright, the first card is, as I stated, it's March 26th, Saturday, March 26th. All of the cards I'm going to talk about tonight, on this video, is Saturday, March 26th. All right, the first card is an ESPN card. It's happening in Las Vegas. Bob Arum, Top Rank, ESPN, they're putting it on. It's at the lightweight division, 135 pounds, if you didn't know. It's between Miguel Berchelt, who's coming off a vicious KO defeat against Oscar Valdez. Berchelt is 38-2 with 34 KOs, 30 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'7" with a 71.5-inch reach. He's from Mexico. As I stated previously, his last fight was a 10th round KO loss. I repeat, a loss to Oscar Valdez, who was 28-0. Yeah, and that fight was at 130 pounds for Berchelt's WBC title of February 2021. But yeah, as I stated, it was a vicious KO loss from Miguel Berchelt. Yeah, man. Let's see if he can come back from it and redeem himself, get back to his winning ways, but this time at 135 pounds. And his opponent is Jeremiah Nakatilia, who's 22. He has 22 wins with 2 losses, 18 KOs. He's 32 years of age. He's from Namibia. His last fight was a 2nd round TKO versus another fighter from out there in Namibia. The fight was in Namibia. And the opponent was 7-2. A key loss for Nakatilia was against Shakur Stevenson when Shakur was 15-0. I seen that fight, Nakatilia. He was just trying to basically get Shakur out of there with the right hand. Shakur was being very careful. I think he felt Nakatilia's power, but probably was like one time, he probably barely connect one time, and Shakur felt it because the rest of the fight he had it cocked, but he wasn't letting it go because of Shakur's impeccable defense, and Berchelt doesn't have that, so it should be an exciting contest, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. And on I guess the co-main of that card, we have Jose Enrique Vives versus Leonard Baez. Enrique Vives is 21-1 with 11 KOs. He's 27 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'7" with a 66.5-inch reach. He's from Mexico. His only loss was to Ruben Villa, who was 16-0 at the time. Villa later lost to Emmanuel Navarrete, who's the truth at 126 pounds. He's a 126 pounds champ. So yeah, that's nothing to be ashamed of. His opponent, Baez, it's spelled B-A-E-Z, Baez. I know it's not biased. But yeah, he's 21-5 with 12 KOs. He's just an opponent. It looks like they're trying to get Vives back to his winning ways after his loss to Navarrete. So let's see if he can do that. Yeah, man. It looked like they're trying to get Berchelt and look like they're trying to get a lot of people on this card. Basically, the top 3 fighters on this card is coming off their first loss, so they're trying to get them all back to their winning ways. Because the next fight is also the next fight is an 8-rounder, and it's at junior featherweight. It's 122 pounds if you didn't know. It's against Carlos Corbello, who's 14-1, coming off his first defeat, as I stated. He has 14 KOs. He's 26 years of age. He stands at 5'5" with a 65-inch reach. He's from Puerto Rico. His last fight was a unanimous decision loss. I repeat, a loss to Jonas Sultan, who was 17-5. Corbello went down 4 times in that fight. Jesus, 4 times. That's ridiculous. Yeah. And it was, as I stated, it was the first loss of his career. So, it looks like ESPN trying to get him back to his winning ways, because he's up against an opponent, Luis Savitra, who's 9-6. Yeah, so he's not a world beater, to say the least. It should be easy work for Corbello to get back to his winning ways. So yeah, let's see. I'm looking forward to see that fight. I'm looking forward to seeing all the fights I just mentioned. But yeah, let's get into the next fight on the card. Well, a fight that we have lower on that card. It's a prospect. It's a 6-rounder at welterweight, 147 pounds. If you didn't know, Tiger Johnson. He's 2-0 with 2 KOs. He's a 2020 U.S. Olympian. He's 5'10". He's 23 years of age. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. He's an orthodox style fighter. I think Tiger, I think he got eliminated in the quarterfinals of the Olympics. But yeah, man, he's a highly touted prospect, to say the least. It's a lot of people excited about him. But yeah, we have another prospect on the card. Haven Brady Jr. It's a 6-rounder. Oh yeah, Tiger Johnson opponent is just an opponent. He's nobody special. He's just an opponent. But yeah, let's get into Haven Brady Jr. He's also on the card. It's a 6-rounder at 126 pounds, featherweight, if you didn't know. Haven Brady Jr., he's 5-0 with 3 KOs. He's 20 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'6" with a 68.5-inch reach. He's from Albany, Georgia. And his opponent is just an opponent as well. So yeah, I'm not even gonna waste any time, but I'm excited to see him as well. And our last prospect on that card is Dante Beckham Jr. He's a light heavyweight, 175 pounds, if you didn't know. This fight is going to be a 4-round contest. It's his pro debut. He's from Cleveland, Ohio. He's 19 years of age. He's a highly decorated amateur, so people are very excited about him, to say the least. He's won 7 national titles as an amateur. So, yeah, people are very excited about him. Yeah. And I'm excited about the card. ESPN never disappoint. Look for that card on ESPN, ESPN Plus, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. Now let's get into this DAZN card that's transpiring in England at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Eddie Hearn and DAZN is putting on this card. The card is kind of very lackluster, which DAZN has a habit of doing, putting on lackluster cards with a nice main event. And yeah, this card is no exception. So yeah, let's just get right into the main event. The rest of the card is poo, so I'm not going to get into it. The main event is a 12-rounder for the IBF featherweight belt, 126 pounds, if you didn't know. It's between Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington. Kiko Martinez is 43-10 with 2 draws, 30 KOs. He's 36 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. Stands at 5'5" with a 66-inch reach. He's from Spain. He's the IBF champ. He already lost to Josh Warrington. This is a part 2. He lost to Warrington in 2017. Yeah, man, he's lost to basically everybody. He's lost to Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz. He lost to everybody at 126. He lost to Carl Frampton a couple times. He's like a career loser. I'm not, no lie. But he's winning now. He's the champ. So put some respect on his name. Put some respect on his name. He's winning. He's the man. He's the champ. All right. But his opponent, Josh Warrington, he was the champ. But he's coming off of a loss to he's coming off of a loss. Let's get into his credentials. Josh Warrington, he's 30. He's won 30 fights. He lost 1, and he has 1 draw. He has 7 KOs. He's 31 years of age. He stands at 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. He's an orthodox style fighter, and he's from the UK. And as I stated, yeah, he's coming off of a 9th round KO loss to Mauricio Lara, who's 23-2. Well, actually, that fight was before this one that I'm going to mention. His last fight was a technical draw to Lara after he got knocked out in the 9th round. So his last fight was a technical draw to Lara. And after that, I guess he had enough of Lara, and he's looking to capture the IBF belt. Go grab that from Kiko Martinez and hopefully avoid Lara altogether, because it looks like Lara has his number and he don't want that smoke. But yeah, man, it should be an exciting Josh Warrington, he should make easy work of Kiko Martinez, get his belt back in, and avoid Mauricio Lara at all costs, because he's on your ass, Mr. Postman. But yeah, as I stated, their undercard sucks, it's poo, so I'm not going to get into it. But yeah, let's get into this PBC card that's happening on Showtime at 9 p.m. Eastern Time in Minnesota. The main event is between Tim Zoo and Tyrell Gashu. It's a 12-round contest at 154 pounds. Let's get right into it. Tim Zoo, he's 20. He has 20 wins with no losses and 15 KOs. He's 27 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'8.5" with a 72-inch reach. He's from Sydney, Australia. His last fight was the unanimous decision win versus Takashi Inoue, the brother of Naoya Inoue, Monster. Inoue was 17-0 with 1 draw. Now he's 17-1. That fight transpired November 17, 2021. This is going to be Tim Zoo's first fight in America. He's an Australian. He's been putting on out there in Australia. Tim Zoo is the son of Hall of Fame boxer Costa Zoo. His opponent, Tyrell Gashu, he has 22 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 11 KOs. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'10" with a 73.5-inch reach from Cleveland, Ohio. His last fight was a loss to Erickson Lubin. And before that, he suffered another loss to, well, his only 2 losses is to Erickson Lubin and Erislandy Lara. And he had a draw with Austin Trout. He's a 2012 Olympian. Gashu, that is. It should be a good fight, man. Gashu, he's a savvy veteran. He's a U.S. Olympian, so he should give Tim Zoo a run for his money. Tim Zoo is a young up-and-coming fighter who's trying to, follow in the footsteps of his father and be a great Hall of Fame boxer and and be a champion. And he's not letting his father down. He's making a name for himself, and I fully intend on Tim Zoo coming out on top in this fight. But yeah, man, let's see it. And on their undercard, it's a 10-round fight at lightweight. Lightweight is 135 pounds, if you didn't know. It's between Michael Rivera. You can say this is the co-main. Michael Rivera versus Joseph Adorno. Rivera, he's 22-0 with 14 KOs, 24 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. He's from the DR. Every time I see this dude fight, man, I be like, this nigga, he look just like Muhammad Ali, like physically, and he has some of his boxing mannerisms in there, man. Ali got a grandson who fighting, but man, this should be, I can't say that. His grandson, who his grandson is, but man, shit, this should be the man grandson. He looked like his grandson. No lie, man. But yeah, his opponent is Joseph Adorno, who's 14-0 with 2 draws. He has 12 KOs. He's 22 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He's 5'6" from New Jersey. His last 2 fights have been draws. Oh, okay. His first draw was to an opponent who was 14-7 with 3 draws. Ooh. And his second draw was to an opponent who was 14-0. That's a little better. Man, this Adorno guy, he's 14-0 with 12 KOs, so he hits pretty hard in there. But he had, 2 draws, and the first draw being to a guy 14-7. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, I've never seen Adorno fight, so I'm interested. I know Rivera, he's tough as fuck, so yeah, he gonna have to be good. But yeah, man, let's get into another fight lower in that card. It's a 10-rounder at junior welterweight, 140 pounds, if you didn't know. It's between Elvis Rodriguez, who's 12-1 with 11 KOs, 26 years of age. He's a southpaw. He stands at 5'9" with a 71-inch reach. He's also from the DR. His last fight was a KO win versus Juan Romero, who was 14-0. November of 21. And before he fought Romero, he was coming off of a loss, actually, to Kenneth Sim Jr., who was 15-2 with 1 draw. It was a majority decision loss. Yeah, so he got back to his winning ways. His last fight, he's trying to continue the same thing. His opponent is Juan Velasco, who's 23-2 with 14 KOs. He stands at 5'8" with a 69.5-inch reach. He's from Argentina. His nickname is El Pitbull. So I've never seen him fight, but I imagine he comes forward and he's aggressive as hell like a pit bull. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. Let's see if Elvis Rodriguez can get back to his winning ways and dispose of El Pitbull. All right, and the last fight on that card is between Joyce Spencer and his opponent. I ain't even gonna try that name. His opponent. I'm telling you that, man. You see his opponent and you try that name. But yes, an 8-round contest at middleweight, 160 pounds. If you didn't know, but I honestly thought Joyce Spencer was a 154 pounder. But yeah, BoxRec said it's at 160 pounds. So yeah, let's go. Joyce Spencer, he's 14-0 with 10 KOs. He's 21 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'10" with a 70-inch reach. He's from Grand Block, Michigan. I don't know where that is again. If you know where that, slap it in the comments. His last fight was a 5th round KO win versus a guy named Ponce, Liberius Ponce, who was 18-4. That fight transpired on Christmas Day last year. Yeah, and his opponent, the guy who I'm not going to try his name, his first name is Rashawn, though. He's 19-4 with 14 KOs. He's 37 years of age. He's an orthodox style fighter. He stands at 5'9" with a 70-inch reach. He's from Uzbekistan, but he's living in Las Vegas. Yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing this fight. I'm looking forward to seeing Joyce Spencer. He's very exciting. Yeah, man. I would have put him in my top 25, under 25, but I just need to see more out of Joyce Spencer. And plus, that list was so deep, man. It was so deep. But yeah, man, I like Joyce Spencer a lot. If it was 11 people on that list, he would have been 11. But yeah, man, I fuck with Joyce Spencer. I'm excited to see him. And I'm excited to see this whole card. I'm excited to see all the fights tomorrow night. Yeah, man, if you can, tune in to, all of them, either of them. If you can't tune in all of them, either one of them. Yeah, man, like, comment, subscribe, all that shit, people. Rob's World Boxing. Yeah.